Hi guys, my name's Michaela, or Creatively Stoned if you're I don't know. That's what I go by on the internet, is Creatively Stoned. My name's Michaela. I've been rock painting for 4-ish years, I want to say. And I thought we could do a tutorial for my first video. I've been wanting to make a paint pour tutorial for a really long time. It's kind of nervous making a video that's not longer than TikTok, that I film outside of TikTok. Like, that's a lot, you know? What gave me the push was I saw this post and the rocks looked fabulous. I'm sure the technique was great. It was just a picture, so I have no idea, you know? But they said that they spent over $30 in supplies, and I was like, $30, you know? Like, that's kind of high. I thought we could do it for 20, and I've already bought the stuff, so we in fact were able to do it for $20. So this is a paint pouring tutorial for only $20, and a lot of this supplies you'll be able to use for multiple paint pours, if not use for every single paint pour you do in the future. So that cost should only go down, or it should just even out where you can buy more rocks to paint pour or more paint to pour with, you know?
First, I'm headed to Dollar Tree. I'm not doing this in necessarily any particular order, just the way it's most convenient for me to drive around my city. And so here we are going to get roasting trays. Unfortunately, they didn't have the largest size, which is definitely the size you want to go for, but you can get the two smaller to the largest size like this, and it will work just fine. So we have $2.71 to start out, and then we're off to Target. Here we're going to get some plastic cups that we're going to use to layer the paint in for the pours. I hate that you have to walk all the way in the back though, just for some freaking cups, but you know, it is what it is, no big deal. And here are those plastic cups, and they're $2.50. And unfortunately I rang them up twice, so I did have to get somebody over to help me out because I was filming, of course, so I messed up. I don't do this often. And now we're at Big Lots to get some cooling racks. I always want to call them cookie sheets, but they are cooling racks in fact. So I just found that they have the cheapest ones. I used to buy them here in college and spend a ton of time here. Also, I got distracted because they were playing Taylor Swift all too well. I hope you guys enjoyed that little mini concert, you know, just as good as Taylor. But these things went up in price. $8.99? What? But, I mean, we still have to get them, so let's get them.
So that was a bummer. I did not expect that. The first time I bought these cookie sheets from Big Lots, they were 2 for $5. Then the last time I bought them, they were $6, and this time they're $9. So I didn't prepare half of the budget to go towards cookie sheets. I'm wondering if maybe Walmart would sell them for cheaper. I'm not sure. I'll have to do some research. We might be able to still make it work, but right now it looks like we're gonna have to like steal rocks, and I don't really want to condone that. You could thrift different cookie sheets, cooling racks. They're not cookie sheets, they're cooling racks. You know, you could thrift them, but I really wanted to do this where you could go to whatever store it is and just buy them. I didn't want to have to make it where you hunt to have this budget or whatever, so let's see how it turns out. All right, it's time to buy paint. That's the last thing we need besides rocks, and I have about $5 with my change. Anyway, I have about $5 with my change. I was only planning on getting like 3 colors and 1 white, so not even $4 worth of paint. So hopefully we stay on budget with that. I don't know how many rocks we're gonna get for like $1. This might be a BYOR kind of a situation, but I'm gonna show you. I've been paint pouring for a long time. This is by far my favorite paint. I totally understand if you don't want to support Hobby Lobby, but the Walmart and Michaels cheap brand, the Apple Barrel and the Craftsmart paints, they're very susceptible. They're very easy to get on too thick, and they will always crack. The paint will always crack by the time it's done drying. So this is by far my favorite paint, but if you don't want to shop at Hobby Lobby, sorry, I don't know where to get this paint. I guess online somewhere. I'm sure you can get it online, but I like to pick out the colors like in person and see them. All right, let's go.
Second to last stop is Hobby Lobby or wherever you're going to buy your paint. And so, yeah, I almost got ran over right there. I don't know if this music is copyrighted, but I need to make money if I qualify for making money in this video. So we're not gonna do that. So I like to get a white to mix. It's always a good light color. And then you could go monochromatic. You could go just shades that complement each other. You could do, sometimes the random pours that I end with are some of my favorite pours, and I would have never put those colors together. I don't know, what colors are y'all thinking? I ended up choosing these colors. I thought they would just pair really well together. I don't know, that's the vibe I was feeling. This crimson red, which is almost pinky, and then we got this pretty purpley lilac color. Can't read it, sorry, read it for yourselves. And then this turquoisey color, turquoise, does that say turquoise? Sorry, I edit all this on my phone, it's small. Yeah, and then I got a white, and then all those other colors to the side are for a different rainbow paint pour, which I could do a long tutorial on, but I do have a short tutorial on my Instagram, creatively.stoned, if you want to go check it out. And yeah, so we spent $2.13 on paint, which is great.
So I have $2 left after the paint. Do I go try and buy rocks for like $2 worth of rocks? Because I live by a quarry, so I could buy $2 worth of rocks. I guess. I just don't know what that looks like. Like, what is it, like 4 rocks? I don't know. How expensive are rocks? Like, I just get usually 80 pounds of them, like 50 to 80 pounds. So I realize this quarry's kind of niche, you know, not everybody has a quarry around them, but if you have a quarry, definitely go there. They'll have the cheapest and the best rocks. Colorado Skippers are my favorite, and also if you want bigger ones, bigger versions, the Colorado Tortillas are super great. I love them. I'm not quite sure how many we're gonna get for $2. If you're able to take rocks for free legally, you know, do that. I'm not telling you to steal them, but I'm not telling you I haven't before.
This is one of the local quarries we have. Personally, it's my favorite because they know rock painters come here, so they put those rocks where they're really accessible. So I really appreciate that, Rockies. And yeah, the Skippers are 40 cents a pound, and then the tortillas are, let's see, 30 cents a pound. Both a good deal, both really good. Kind of just depends on what size you want to get.
I am back with all of our goodies for $20. You could even say less than $20 because I did not go over budget. Be quiet. I have literal pennies left. I have 21 cents left. So this is a paint pouring tutorial, given we have the same sales tax for, what is that? Oh my gosh, why did I try to make myself do math right on the spot? How much did I say? 24. I can't even remember how much money I said. Okay, it's 21 cents. And so this is paint pouring for $19.79. I work in math for a living. That's embarrassing. I'm recording with my phone, so I have to check on my iPad. Haha, I was right. So for our $20, we got these trays to do the paint pour on. These are from Dollar Tree or $1.25 Tree because they're a liar. Then we got these cooling racks, and they'll go on top like this. And those are from Big Lots. We got paint for the actual paint pouring, 4 colors. Cups to do the paint mixing in. And then we got about 5 pounds of rocks over here. And I actually use water for my paint pours to dilute this paint. So for me, that's free. You can use like Floratol or other things. But of course, that's going to add to the cost of the paint pour. And the goal of this paint pour is to be under $20. And we did it. That's great. So now I'm going to show you guys how to paint pour all this. It's going to be so fun. So it's a few days later. I went to a great concert last night. Okay, don't judge me. I Prevail, Pierce the Veil, Fit for a King, and yours truly, if you're wondering. And so let's get started on this. I'm gonna set up, and then our first step will be to wash the rocks. Unfortunately, my bathtub is broken and my hose is not in a place where I like to wash rocks, so I wash them in the kitchen sink and then clean the kitchen sink after. You know, we don't want dirt in there. And also try not to get the dirt to go down the drain. Like, if you can, just scoop it up with a napkin or wash them outside. I just find with a faucet, it works the best to do it where you can like scrub them. So if you're outside, just like make sure to scrub them, not just put water on them. Something that I didn't factor into the cost was to get some recycled cardboard, recycled paper, reusable tablecloth, something that's free so you can stay on budget, but also something that will protect your countertops or table or whatever you're paint pouring on, because it will get messy.
I had to mute this part of the video because an Apple commercial was playing, and if Apple's not giving me $1, they're not making it in this video. Even though I probably won't make $1 either, but it doesn't matter. You're not getting free promo. But yeah, so we're just prepping all this stuff, like removing all the stickers and stuff. You could leave the stickers, it don't matter, I guess. But yeah, I kind of had to force the cookie sheet to go in this size of the roasting rack or roasting pans, but it all worked out, you know, just force it in a little if you have to. LOL. Yeah, and then just place your rocks kind of not far apart, but far enough apart where you can have paint drip around them, and you can also shimmy the paint off and not get it on the other rocks. And also just make sure your rocks are dry. I know they're wet in this part of the video, but just let them dry all the way as well. I know I didn't mention that anywhere else. So this is how I like my setup to look. This is where I'll do all the paint mixing and then the protection. And here are the racks of rocks and cups, of course. This is going to be optional, but if you want to get serious into rock pouring, I think this really steps up the game to get a torch, because it'll bring out the cells in the paint. The cheapest one I ever found was this one at HomeGoods for $15, but let me go get it. I found this one in the plumbing department, either at Lowe's or Home Depot, and I don't remember the exact cost, but it was decently cheap as well. And then I get butane from the gas station. This thing's like $4, and it lasts a really long time. Hi, I do recommend putting on paint clothes for this step. You're gonna get messy, and you need paper towels too. All right, so unfortunately, when I do my measuring to dilute the paint, I don't really have, like, I have a method, but it's not a measuring method, so I'm just gonna show y'all. So with my Anna's paint and my Target, what ounce cups are these? 3 ounce cups. Should I do white? I feel like I'll do a darker color so you guys can see more. And then I just like give it a good squeeze about to right there, you know, and then the rest we will fill up with water, and then save this because you can put it back in the end when you need more paint, and then just dilute it with a tad bit more water, you know, and repeat the process. So I'm gonna do that with all of these. You can see I've already gotten messy just on the first step, and I've made many a shirt a paint clothes shirt, so it's like this one wasn't supposed to be a paint clothes shirt. But yeah, now we're just going over here and we'll fill this up with water. I don't know, people like to use a lot of things to dilute it. This is just what I like best, and water is pretty much free, as free as you can get.
And then you want to make sure the lids are on nice and tight and just shake the crap out of it. There's really no other way. Just shake it till it doesn't sound water anymore. See how it kind of sounds more solid now? I don't know if you can hear that. Like, it's a workout, man. When you get a big pour, like luckily I'm only doing 4 of these, but when you get a big pour, man, no way. Also, nobody gift this. And all of your non-diluted paint we took out of the container, just set aside. Like I said, we can use it later. I just like to layer the paint in randomly. I really don't think there's a technique to this part necessarily. So I just, you know, chuck a bunch of paint in there. And then it's super simple this time because I only have 4 colors. So like, you don't even have to think about that. That's kind of the cool things with small pours, is that you really just use the colors you have. Like I love black and white and like gray pours because those always come out really good and you don't really have to think about layering. All right, we have our cup of delicious paint. I don't know why I said delicious. It's just paint. And then what one should we do is, and then I just space those out, you know, where the paint's not gonna hit them. Okay, I feel like we should do this one. And then I kind of just like swirl it a little bit. And then I like to get the excess off. You can kind of use less paint this way too when you shake it around, you know. You don't have to make sure it's all covered. Then you can already see some cells coming out right now. And like I said, this option is this thing is optional, this next step. But I like to use my torch and boom. Look at how cool that is. Should I have done a close-up? Can you guys see that? Sorry, I'm not too great at this. This is my first YouTube video.
And we're pouring. What's that song? It's like, am running. I don't know what it is, but I just know they run in that song. But yeah, so here's a closer up of the paint pouring part onto the rock. And so you can just kind of shimmy the excess paint off, or if you really like a color part of it or don't like a color part of it, you can like shake that part on the rock more or off the rock more. And so yeah, it's just kind of fun to play in paint too. Like, who doesn't like that? And yeah, I am still here. I just didn't know what to say.
Alrighty, here's what they're looking like. They will end up changing some when they dry, but if you shake enough of the paint off, it doesn't change too much after it's settled. Most of these are pretty settled by now. This one got a lot of cells. I don't know what it is, but I guess because there's less water, I don't know, but the pours towards the end always end up being the better ones. I don't know what it is. Like, they end up getting more cells. But yeah. And then this is the little mess I made. This, you know, you kind of see all the paint splatter and stuff. So that's why it's important to just, you know, make sure you're doing this in an area where it doesn't matter, or protect an area that does matter. So yeah, I'm gonna let these dry and then I'll show them to you. So I'm cleaning up, and bro, I made such a mess. But luckily, you could just scratch it off normally. Oh goodness. There we go. See, yeah, you can scratch it off, luckily. But if you're doing it over carpet, you couldn't. But I was just like, dang, I made such a mess.
If anyone's still here, thank you so much for watching. I hope you learned something or got a new technique, and I hope you try it. It's so much fun. How many times can I say so? So. But yeah, anyway, these are the dried ones, and thank you guys so much. I hope you have a wonderful day. Goodbye.